Warframe is a fantastic game. I've put 2,000 hours into it, and so far I would definitely say it's one of my favourite games that I've played this generation. But it does have problems. Lately, I've noticed what I've been doing on Warframe and how do I engage with the game nowadays. For me, I've noticed I don't play a lot of the content in the game as much as I used to, simply because there's not a lot in the rest of the game that interests me or anything else in the game that I'm looking out for or that I really want to obtain. Nowadays, I tend to play arbitrations to get my endo up, to get Kuva, to get statues, to get mods that I can sell, and so on and so forth. Or I'm burning relics to get new prime parts, or simply just to get prime parts that I can sell at a later date. Nowadays, I don't actually play Warframe very often, because there's not a lot of stuff to do, but there is a lot of content in Warframe, if that makes sense. What I'm trying to say here is, a lot of the content in Warframe has no substance, and this is something the community has been asking for quite a while now. For the veteran players, they know exactly what I'm talking about. For the mid-tier players, they are starting to see what I'm talking about. And for the new players, they ain't hit the wall yet. You guys probably do not know. You guys are probably saying I'm just hating on Warframe for the sake of it. I don't hate Warframe. If I hated Warframe, I wouldn't put 2,000 hours into it now, would I? And this is also another thing. Just because you constantly add new content, it doesn't mean it's going to sort out the problem. This is something DE is notorious for doing. Yes, it's good that you release content relatively fast for the size of their company, and constantly bringing out new Warframes, new Prime Warframes as well. It's nice, let's not get it twisted, it's very nice to have in the game. But what I'm asking for DE here is, you guys need to fix the game, and I'm willing to give you ideas on how to fix it, or just simply give suggestions. I'm not telling how anyone should do their job, but there is plenty of information from the community and from content creators that could better the game. And I really do hope for 2020 they do that, because for me, Warframe is just not in a good state at the moment. First of all, endgame. I'd say we do have some level of endgame, and it's not to what everyone's expecting. Also, endgame nowadays, the way it's been thrown across in the community just shows it's very subjective to players. I would actually agree with what Retalius said in one of his videos, stating how DPS is king in Warframe and how Rivens are pretty much the endgame that we have. But the thing is, when it comes down to Riven mods, people do not care. Like, a lot of people do not care about Rivens in Warframe. They don't have any interest, especially when they see the prices of certain Rivens. People are just like, no, I'm good. I'd rather not do it. And it cuts them off from endgame. Another piece of endgame content I would say we sort of do and sort of don't is arbitrations. The reason I say this is because they give some pretty good items when it comes down to the loot table. So you can get endo, you can get statues which allow you to put stones in and get more endo. They have some pretty good mods such as adaptation. They've also got Kuva, which you can use to re-roll your Riven mods, which is very good for the Riven economy and for the Riven endgame, if that's what you want to call it. And really, that's about it when it comes down to the substance of arbitrations. I do think we are getting closer to getting an endgame with arbitrations and Riven mods, but there is still more to be done when it happens to come to Warframe. Also, Warframe has a lot of dead content, and not in the meaning of, oh, it's dead, it's bad. No, I don't mean by dead like that. I mean dead as in nobody plays it. And I think that's an issue when it comes down to Warframe. I feel Warframe this year needs to sort out how to add content to parts of the game that aren't used very often. Like, I know there's like 5 people playing Conclave. I've put 2,000 hours in and I've never played Conclave, bruv. I've never played it. I have no interest to either. And I feel when it comes down to the rest of the game, like Nunaru, some missions on certain planets, there's just nothing in there. Like, there's certain missions on Saturn that I didn't even want to do, but I only did it to get stuff like Harrow or Ivara or on different planets and so on. A lot of the missions don't have anything that's useful or has anything that's really something to grind for to play over and over again. And this is the problem with Warframe. There's just not a lot of stuff that's interesting to do or to go get in most of the game. So no, this isn't a bashing video, this is just a critique of what's going on in Warframe. Because I do feel 2020, I'm not seeing a lot that's interesting besides the new war and Deviri paradox. I hope DE spend time this year of just fixing the issues with the actual game itself, then constantly giving us updates that are eventually going to become irrelevant and very few people, will play the content. So yeah, that's what I've got to say for this video, folks. No, I don't hate Warframe. No, I'm not bashing on DE. This is simply a critique on what is going on, because I know people love to get in their feelings when people criticize the game that they like. Relax, I'm not here to tear down DE or any way like that. I do hope DE watch this video and get some ideas for what they could possibly do to fix some of the problems in the game and to simply just make the game better. So yeah, that's all I've really got to say for this video, folks. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.